scrub the list, make sure that you have a verified list that are actually canceled. They haven't been relisted and sold, or they're not currently listed. So they have, and then you want to go through and identify if the phone numbers are actually the owner's phone numbers and then not the broker's phone numbers. And then the next step after that is to see what type of owner that you're calling, if it's an investor, owner occupied, tenant occupied, so you can sort of adjust your script according to the audience, because we want to sing the music that the audience wants to hear. No one wants to go to see Garth Brooks and then hear AC/DC, vice versa.
Not bad.
I don't know. That's
I'd go either way.
Well, okay. I know that can be debatable. It can be. So
both of them are pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're both great performers. But you go to see country to listen to country. You go to see rock to listen to rock. And so you want to be able to perform to that audience based upon the criteria that you already have in front of you. Gotcha. So putting all that aside, you want to know about a script.
No. That actually gave me a lot to chew on right there. That's pretty big. I think that the script is just finding out what happened, or seeing if they're even interested in still selling and exactly. So, I mean, I think I can work that part out. What you just said makes a lot of sense, and I didn't even think about that, to go through and check the, expired, canceled, all the other stuff to make sure it hasn't been relisted. So I didn't know about the fine. So that's good to know too.
Yeah, Rule 19 in the Northwest MLS, soliciting another broker's listing. It's the most commonly levied fine from the disciplinary committee. So be aware of that.
I will avoid that at all costs.
So once
That's a good thing.
Once you have your search criteria.
Yeah. So
talking, but nobody can hear them.
Once you have your search criteria, then you just go on that listing and you go on the history of it, and then you can see if it's been redone or not. And the ones that I had sent you, I filtered through all of those. I've gone through those. I went through the first 100, and those are viable candidates. Now, I cleaned out the junk. I cleaned out the related to the seller, the LLC. So those are all viable.
And you want to do that every 24 hours. Every 24-hour cycle, you want to go through and clean that. So there you go. You just get on that list and you start dialing, identifying their motivation. You're going to be amongst of another large group of people that will be calling the same. So who in here wants to exercise a canceled script? Let us hear it.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Todd. This is, I probably shouldn't even use your name. I should just
jump. You should. You should automatically use their name.
Well, how do you, I'm assuming that's them. Hi, Todd. My name's Jim Scott with Realty One Group. How you doing this morning?
Good, Jim. We're not going to be relisting the home.
I totally hear what you're saying. You're probably getting inundated. If I might ask, what's holding you back from relisting in this market?
We decided not to sell, Jim.
Gotcha. You decided that you don't want to walk away with a wheelbarrow full of cash, or you got some other priorities in life that kind of changed up?
We decided to pull it off the market, Jim.
Okay. Well, may I ask what specifically made you want to pull back?
No, not really.
Understood. No, I get it. Well, long story short, Todd, real quick, I've got, and I'm pretty sure you've heard it from 50 other agents when it went canceled, but I've got 5 buyers myself that we cannot find a house for, and I've got a team of 50 other agents in my office that are scrambling with their buyers as well. I see that your home was listed at $550 back in December. Todd, I'm here to tell you that the market has shifted drastically. I think I just not even looking at your house, I could tell you right now, I can get you an extra 50 out of it
Wow.
Get it. So it's been berserk. This is your
Okay.
moment in time if you're looking to sell. I get it that you've, for whatever reason, decided to pull back, but as a seller, this is a seller's market on steroids.
The reason we didn't, the reason we pulled it off is the house that we were intending on purchasing is no longer available.
Gotcha. Was it, were you looking to move out of the area, or were you looking to get a bigger home? What was kind of your
There was
motivation?
there's a 5 acre property that came on the market up in Arlington, and we were obviously we got bumped, and we weren't able to get it in the time that, because the market does move this quickly, and so that's why we canceled the listing.
Gotcha. Well, yes, in this market, it's very difficult to be doing a contingent offer where you would need to sell your home. I'm assuming you need to sell to take the proceeds to purchase.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a bit more challenging in that regard. However, being a seller, you've got the leverage to where the standard process is 30 days to close. So you've got 30 days there. And then you've got the leverage to negotiate a delayed possession up to 60 days. So we've got 90 days to do what I'm doing right now, turning over every rock that fits your criteria and seeing if we can, A, help you capitalize on this seller's market, and B, help you make a seamless transaction into your dream home in Arlington on 5 acres, where you can kind of spread out a little bit and do as you will. Todd, let's do this.
Yeah. Okay.
No obligation. I'm not looking to list your house this morning at all. What I would like to do is just sit down with you and provide you some numbers to kind of get your brain thinking that maybe this is possible after all. And I'm available later this afternoon or tomorrow morning.
Well, swing by this afternoon. I'm not doing anything. Today's my day off, so you got me at the right time.
Perfect. It's meant to be. Let's see what we can
All
do
right.
for you, Todd.
Okay, great. Pretty much a typical canceled listing. If you haven't ever called them, that's what you're gonna get. They're not pleasant to talk to. They are nice people, but they are not going to give you any minute to talk.
But the thing is that you've got the leverage because you've got buyers. If you've got 50 agents in our office that have got buyers that we cannot find a home for. So this is an opportunity to push.
No, canceled listings is a place to fish, but I tell you, you're going to have an amazing amount of rejection, an intense amount of rejection. And they are not going to be the nicest group of people that you talk to. I mean,
are they kind of like FSBOs?
No, they're worse.
Oh,
they're freaking way worse. And I say this because I used to freaking call them daily. And the for sale by owners still have hope. They still have a dream. They're still moving towards something. These people have stopped.
Well,
not only have they stopped, they have every real estate broker in the world calling them, telling them that they need to start getting back up and doing their thing after they've been beat up, bruised, and put away cold and wet. So you're going to come across stuff just exactly like I just said. Well, the house that we wanted was no longer available, so we canceled. That's going to happen quite a bit in this. So you're going to have a really quick, snappy response to that. So let's get into some of those snappy responses when you get into that type of canceled listing. And there's other types of canceled listings that you're going to get into as well. So Mike Snellgrove, let's just work on that response, because that response not only works with a canceled listing. This type of response is also going to work with somebody who doesn't want to put their home on the market, that wants to wait, that says, I'm not going to sell my house until the right home shows up. And so the response to that is very similar to the response to the canceled listing who says, I'm not going to sell anymore because the house that I wanted is no longer available. Same, almost exact same dialogue is true for somebody that says, I don't want to list my house because I can't find the next home that I want to buy. So until I find the next home, I'm not going to list my house. I'm not going to list my house because the house I wanted is no longer available. You see how closely related they are?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Totally. Thank you. That was very informative. Appreciate that very much.
Yeah. So the response is going to be pretty close to the same, maybe with just a different twist and some lime. So, Mike, we did have it on the market, but gosh darn it, the 5 acres in Arlington got sold. So we canceled the listing, and the house that we wanted is no longer available. So there's no sense of us moving.
So have you stopped looking at houses entirely?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so what we can do is provide a service that as soon as homes hit the market, that'll come across your email.
Yeah, you and everyone else, Mike, no offense, but I mean, if I wanted to start looking for homes again, all I need to do is reactivate my search on Zillow and Trulia and Redfin, and the agent that was helping us sell the house, I'm sure they would be more than happy to, start sending us listings again. So I don't think it's not being able to not find something. I guess that is the deal. It's not finding something. That one worked out perfectly, the one we had.
Well, see, the deal with Zillow and Redfin is it takes a couple of days typically for those listings to hit the market. And in this market right now, it takes a while.
Okay, I'm going to stop right here. Good. Yeah. You are saying everything that is factual, logical, but you're not touching my emotions.
Okay, I'm going to have to work on that.
That's where I boo.
We all do. We all do. So let's reverse. Let's switch places real quick. My God, that must really suck. Every time that we feel that we want to accomplish something and the rug feels like the rug's been pulled out from one of us and you're landing on your ass, who wants to get up to have that happen again? Shame on me once, shame on me double time if that happens again. So I don't blame you for not wanting to get back up. When you were walking towards that property, when you had that in your sights and it seemed to be a reality for you, what was it that caused you to put you and your family through all this mayhem to get your house on the market? What was it about that property that caused you to make this decision to sell?
That's good.
It is. I'm
going to tap into that resource and see if there is an ember there. And then if I see an ember, I'm going to put some twigs next to it. I'm going to
yeah.
Okay. I'm going to blow and heat it up a little bit to see if there's if I can create any smoke, because where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to rekindle that. And I'm going to say, you know what, Mike, I'm not going to say this is possible for you. And I'm not going to suggest that we're going to go out tomorrow and find the right property. What I'm going to suggest is that you don't let go of that dream. Because what you started out with sometimes doesn't always happen in your time, because your time is not necessarily your schedule. Sometimes what we want, we don't always get, but we always wind up with what we need at the proper time. So, let's not perhaps abandon the whole idea. Let me know what it is that you are thinking about. And what I have available to you through me is I have 53 real estate brokers that are making contacts to buyers and sellers all the time. And so what would be a more convenient scenario is for us to, talk about what that next home looks like, how you're going to finance that, and then perhaps put something together that's off market. I can't promise you that, but I can promise that I will at least sit down and discuss this with you and your family, because I'm about making dreams come true. And, you know, as a coach of real estate, it's time to sometimes lick your wounds, brush off the dirt, and get back into the game.
Right on.
I know where that's leading. That's leading to a listing. But what I'm doing, I'm just checking, I'm just touching, I'm just feeling. And you take that different approach, and then you come across as, then you can say, do I sound a little different from the other real estate brokers that are calling just wanting to list your property and telling you how bad the other agent was and how, you know, this can happen and this can happen? I sound a little different from the rest of them, don't I?
Yeah.
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 Thank you. Yeah, it's because I am.
I just put a note I'm gonna put above my desk. I didn't drill down enough. I was one of those other agents.
It's easy to do.
God
because,
Almighty,
you know,
it is.
Think about this, because we are problem solvers.
Yes.
We identify the problem, and we have the solution, and our tool, although it looks like everyone else's tool, our tool is shinier, it's stronger, and more effective.
And that's why we do this. We're sharpening that tool.
And I want to show you this tool. Come on. How about 4 o'clock? You got to see this tool. Well, you may have the greatest tool, but I don't feel like I'm ready for it now.
Well, and like what you said, Todd, canceled listings are a different bird, and people need to be heard. Yeah. So
what you've just reminded me of again is people don't want to be sold, they want to purchase. I want to purchase something. I don't want to be sold something. There's a distinction.
Yes, there is.
When I purchase something, it's something that I can feel like if I'm sold something, you know, that's fine. I can be sold something. I enjoy a great salesperson. Trust me, I love great salespeople. And I buy stuff I probably shouldn't buy because the salesperson was so freaking good. But they were good because they made me feel a certain way. Which brings me back to, if you were on yesterday's Rev Up, you would have heard this. I did a little breakout, and I wanted to share this with you. So I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes talking about this. Is whether or not are you focused on results for your customers, or are you focused on experience for your customers? You know, people say, I'm really great at customer service. Freaking boring. Okay. Everyone should deliver great customer service. How about taking service, freaking throwing it out in the freeway, on a busy freeway, and let that thing get run over until it's dust, and replacing the word service with experience? Are you delivering a great customer experience? That is going to make the difference of whether or not you have longevity in this industry. When you list a house in today's world, a blind, drunk monkey can sell a house. A blind, drunk monkey blindfolded. I don't know why you would blindfold somebody who's blind, they can't see anyways. But anyways, really, I mean, you touch a home, you put it on the market, you do a halfway decent job, staged or not staged, but it's going to sell. And so what the difference is, so if you look at your customers in such a way that we're going to get the greatest result, but are they getting the greatest experience? So if they get a great result, but a lousy experience, you're not going to get long-term referrals. Okay. So what if you don't get the greatest results, but you deliver an incredible experience? Okay. Because honestly, we are not so much in control of the outcome. We participate in delivering the result or outcome, but we can't control it. There's only a little bit that we can control. What we can control is the experience our customers get. We can control every inch of that experience. So even if they get a lower than expected result, or they don't get the outcome that they want, but you deliver an incredible experience, you will get referrals. If you are not delivering or you're not getting great results for your customers, because we can't always, get the best result, although we try, and it's easy in this market, particularly when you're working with buyers. Let's think of it this way. If you're working with buyers, you're not always going to get a positive outcome because you'll be making multiple offers. So how is it that you keep your buyers attuned, psychologically connected with you throughout this process of failure after failure after failures? Because you're delivering an experience for them. That's what's keeping them to you. So when you're interacting with your customers, look at your experience. What type of experience are they receiving from you during this process of representation? If you focus on delivering a great customer experience and you're getting okay to great results, you're going to have customers for life. If you're getting good results, but your experience is low, they're going to more than likely perhaps choose somebody else down the road for their second, third sale. And they're more than unlikely, they're going to not want their friends to have that experience that they had. I got a great result, but man, I tell you, that Todd guy never called me. After the sale, he just called and asked for referrals. I guess I was just a statistic and a number for them. That not really a great experience. And so lately, I had a epiphany, you could say, at Summit, and it was all about the experience. Because when I went there, 𝐦𝐤 and his team created an experience for us. And that's what I was left with. The results were astronomical, but what I'm left with is the experience and the emotional charge from that experience. And I've been to multiple conferences, and I can always get a good result out of a conference. I always get a good outcome. I can always walk away with some nuggets. But what I walked away with this one was some nuggets, but I had an experience. I had a discovery. And so that's what I want to be able to provide for the brokers here at Orca. And that's what I want to be able to provide for the customers that I have the opportunity to serve. So think about that in your own businesses, what type of experience are my customers receiving from my representation? And is there an area that I can improve that experience for them? I'll get off my soapbox now. Your careers are worth it.
Good message.
Experience. It's not customer service anymore, because that's expected. Good service is expected. Oh, I have great customer service. Man, big deal. If I can throw that word away. You're going to have an experience that is above and beyond what it is that you can get from anywhere else in the real estate industry. I'll guarantee you a great experience and a phenomenal result.
I also like to ensure my clients in the very beginning that I don't expect them to know what to do. They don't do this very often, and we know what we're doing. So let us, handle everything. We're going to take care of it.
Yeah.
And, they can just relax and enjoy the ride and do what I do when I tell them to do it.
When you have a good experience at a restaurant, you're going to tell multiple people, even if the food sort of sucks. But when you have great food, a great outcome, because a server can't control the food when it comes out. Really can't.
Truth.
I can't, because I served Olive Garden before. I wasn't cooking the food. I was delivering the food and creating that experience. I don't write the freaking offers. for my sellers. I deliver the offers from the kitchen of the market.
Well, and we're also dealing with other agents, title, escrow, appraisers.
So think about the experience on the other broker's side as well. This is a pretty close community that in an industry that we work in. So what about the experience that you provide the other real estate broker? I just had a real estate broker, a team join because of the experience they had working with me on the other end of a transaction. They didn't get the offer accepted, but they joined the firm. So just put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Right on.
So going back, to wrap this all up and get rolling. And thanks for everyone being here to participate in this. And I hope you got something that you're going to take out and utilize later and think about your business in terms of your longevity. How can you improve your customer experience, not service? How can you improve your customer experience to create longevity? But when you are making your follow-up calls, when you're doing your lead generation, when you're doing your presentations, when you're doing your negotiations, when you are involved with client care, those 5 principles, what type of experiences are your audiences receiving from your service or experiences? Said it. All right. Go create an experience today. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys.